Y'all ready to roll? It's time for the remix. It's time to see that dude parlay Amadeus lane in DEEZ GLP-1 STREETZ. Known by many as Paul on wheels. We making it do what it does. Letting people know how I feel. Let's roll. Yeah, we talking health, talking grind, breaking barriers clean. No excuses on the journey, we stay chasing the dream. Get your mind locked in, set your goals on repeat. We got ups, we got downs, but we still don't miss a beat. In GLP-1 STREETZ, we moving with pride. Hear the trends, hear the wins, got creators worldwide. We make it do what it does, never stopping to climb. Living better every day, one step at a time. Shout out RMZ, always keeping it real. It's Dairy on with the fire, got that GLP-1 feel. Diddy the downsizing diva, simply Taisha in the zone. Losing it grades, bring the truth, steady holding her own. Calamity Jane slide through, yeah, she bringing the flame. Perfectly Pamela moving strong, everybody know her name. Pammy in the mix too, yeah, we shout her out the same. Teddy D and Toby rolling steady on the rise. G's one running balls, baby, locked in on that lifestyle prize. Traces of twine, stay consistent every day. Cookie cheering everybody on in a special way. Maya Mindy holding it down from the start. Purple bell flowers slid into them jeans, stayed apart. Middle of the beat, keeping the conscience tight. Bar health at any cost, queen of the streets. That's right, yeah. Chris conquering the scale, yeah, he taking control. Life is shy, glowing steady, body and soul. Reset with honey sub, keeping focus aligned. Grant on his GLP-1 journey review, dropping knowledge every time. Paula doing the thing, staying strong, staying locked in, pushing right along. Just do it, Brit. You got it, smart. Don't quit. It gets better bit by bit. Ain't me losing it steady, keeping a stride. Founding me in the mix with that purpose and pride. Gen supporting the crew, showing love front row. Carnival muscle, bringing discipline to the flow. Keely Eddie from across the sea. Alonda pushing through, never quitting the seat. My man G with my rolling life on track. Sweet tea singing while she dropping that slack. Vanity keeping everybody on their toes. Welcome TT to the club, that's how it goes. This toy to review, teaching in the classroom, in the streets. Mia doing a thing with that grind on repeat. From the south, Kimmy J, now Renee 1C. Lakeisha on the journey, chasing victory. Those is a show, knees steady making play. And Jen in the comments, dropping knowledge every day. And if I missed anybody, just know I love y'all. We'll put you in a remix one day. We'll put you in a remix one day. Yeah. Arjadine, Felicia Murray B, and Joe's cross the sea. Yeah, this GLP-1 movement hits globally. We stay focused on the prize, on the light that we see. Welcome to DEEZ GLP-1 STREETZ.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I am Paul Amadeus Lane, and welcome to DEEZ GLP-1 STREETZ. We're going to be joined by the man with the master plan himself, Grant Campbell, will be joining us. Before I came on, I had a malfunction. Some of my lights weren't working, so we had to spring into action and make it work. Rainy days to the rescue. So we are here and we are ready to have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. All the amazing people in the chat, thank you. We got Teddy D, Toby's in the house too. We got Carnival Muscle. We got Twan in the house. Twan, I promise, Twan, I'm gonna be on my best behavior tonight. I'm not gonna try to rattle the cage like I did last time. You know, I'm all better now. But welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. Now, some of you may not know me because Grant has so graciously promoted this interview that I'm going to do with him. And you may say, who am I? What is all my, what am I doing in these GLP-1 streets? Well, I started my GLP-1 journey February 14th, 2025. So I've been on it over a year. Started off around 348 pounds. Now I'm 272 pounds. I am a quadriplegic, a power wheelchair user, and my journey has been amazing. I wouldn't change this journey for the world. It literally saved my life. So what I decided to do was to revamp my channel to talk about my journey. But what I found out was there are so many other people out there who are doing some pretty amazing things. So I wanted to highlight them and their journey because there are a lot of diverse voices in these GLP-1 streets. You have ones who are married, who are single, who are black, who are white, who are all different kind of persuasions out there, who have their own special just journey in these GLP-1 streets. And none of us have a monopoly on what's going on in these streets. All of us have our great experiences, our lived experience, and we hope that all these stories can motivate you if you're on a journey as well. So without any further delay, let's bring on the man himself, my man with the master plan, Mr. Grant Campbell. Oops, sorry, Grant. I messed up. G Money, what's going on, man?
Hey, G Money here.
How are you, man?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Man, it is so great to have you in these GLP-1 streets, man. And before we get into our discussion, I want to give a shout out again to everybody in the chat. Carnival Muscles in the house. He lives in the UK. He said he can't sleep tonight, so he's joining us. We appreciate that. Calamity Jane's in the house. Kendi K is in the house. You were actually on Kendi K's show before you and I got together today. And Grant, you are becoming this overnight celebrity, man. I mean, everybody wants to talk to Grant. So tell me how it feels with your newfound celebrity, man, in these GLP-1 streets.
Well, I don't know about celebrity, but Kendi K was asking me the same thing, how it feels to go from being a consumer of all the information and a supporter of everybody to being a content creator and still a supporter of everybody. It's very exciting. I started February 5th, so just over a month, and every day has just been so humbling at all the support I've been getting. And like I said, so exciting to be able to do a small piece in these streets to help support not only the GLP-1 journey, but the other aspects of my life.
You know, Grant, one thing I love about you is you're not messy like me. I'm starting to get the reputation in these GLP-1 streets after I've been on for about a year that I'm kind of messy out there. But I'm really, Grant, do you think I'm messy, man?
No. I was actually watching several of your shorts yesterday, and you just really impressed me how good you get the message across, bud. You really do good.
Thank you, brother. I really, really appreciate that. And Grant, for ones out there who are not familiar with your journey, I know many of them are, but if someone is tuning in for the first time, Grant, and tell us about some of your health challenges you've had in the past, what brought you to these GLP-1 streets, and currently what dose you on. So let's talk about that, my friend.
Sure. Well, I started a little bit before you in January of 25 on the January 19th, and that started on Mounjaro on that day at 2.5 milligrams, and basically for the main reason of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I had been tested with an A1C of 11.3 back in that year ago in January, and my nurse practitioner I see, she was brand new to me. I just started fresh, I turned 40 on January 16th and started with a new doctor and started Mounjaro on the 19th, 3 days later, because I got to being 40 and I said, all right, it's time to change. And, I had known I was diabetic for 2 years even before that. And I was in denial. And I don't need to worry about this stuff, but the neuropathy, the going to the bathroom 5 times a night, all that stuff that comes with diabetes finally told me, if I'm going to be here to support my family, I need to do something. And so I got there, and within 3 months in March, I already was down to 6.3, I think so. I mean, it was amazing how quick Mounjaro kicked in for me.
Wow. So, Grant, I want to go back a little bit and reverse for a minute. So were you a good diabetic or a bad diabetic? You know what I mean? You know the bad diabetic is, right? They know they got the sugar foot,
Yeah.
but they still
Still
eat,
eating. Yeah.
eating all the stuff, and they say, "I'm just gonna take my other shot and be okay." Were you a bad diabetic?
Yeah. I was a very bad diabetic. And you know, I didn't take anything. But 2 years ago, or 2 years before I started, so 3 years ago, I they had me on metformin, and it just made me sick every time I ate. I mean, I couldn't eat anything, good or bad, without getting sick. And so I said, forget this. I'm putting it down. I stopped the doctor. I just said, look, I'm just going to live and be, like you said, a bad diabetic and just act like I don't have it. And not a good idea. Not a good idea.
And Grant, within your journey, I know your wife Christy. You know, she's a YouTube sensation. Do everybody love Christy? You know, she's an amazing person.
Yeah.
Now, when you started your journey on Mounjaro, was that before or after Christy started her journey of a healthy lifestyle and doing things? Um, I don't want to say the normal way because that's stereotyping things, but she
Right.
she decided to do things an alternative way. And was that before or after you started yours?
Oh, it was way before. Um, Her journey's been kind of up and down. Back in, I think it was 2016, 17, she lost probably about as much as she did this past round, about 150 pounds. And by running and 1,200 calories a day, and as she's mentioned, that Prism diet. But she, well, a few years goes by, and we have our daughter Destiny, who turned out to be autistic, nonverbal, and things reversed for her for a while, because it was a very emotional time for all of us, and it still is at times. But when you first find that out, you go into a different type of grief and denial, if that makes sense. That initially finding that out is hard. I mean, it's not the end all. We know that now, but when you first find news like that out, it's hard. So she gained her weight back, and then February 23, probably about the same time I found out I was diabetic, but didn't do anything. She started her weight loss journey again, running and 1,200 calories a day, no bread, not much bread, all that kind of thing. And she's now at over 160 pounds lost, and now is maintaining really well. And, she's quite an inspiration.
Now, Grant, you said she's over 60 pounds lost, or 160 pounds lost?
160 from February 23 to now.
My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? In the words of Dee Dee, the downsizing diva, I need to give her some confetti.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And Dee Dee's taught me how to do confetti. You think me and my man Brand has done that yet? But yeah, but that is amazing. So did she kind of encourage you by her success to say, all right, honey, we gotta get this together. We gotta do it?
Well, she did it in a way of showing me more than ever preaching to me, which was a good way to do it for a guy. We talked about that in the past. And so, she just kept showing me how much better she felt by getting healthier. And so I think that's what finally kicked in, because, it took almost 2 years for me to finally kick in. So she started February 23 and I did January 25. But she showed me that I need to do it more than harping at me, because I'm afraid I would have shut down more if she'd done that. So thankfully she did it by showing.
Now, G Money, I can't picture you like that, man, because the G Money I see and know today is the guy like, yeah, I got this, I'm gonna do it. But have you noticed that even your personality and demeanor has changed since you've been on these GLP-1s?
Yes. Other things in my life changed to kind of help get into this journey. I actually used to work a very stressful job probably 60 to 70 hours a week, and it was an hour away from home. And, so that hour to and from, I was eating like crazy, and, um, staying stressed, and, stress doesn't help your health at all either. And so, I ended up having to quit that job partly because of that, and um, ended up with a job I work remotely most of the week. I go in the office once a week, but with that, in combination with everything else I started in January 25, that has all, God's just worked all that out to get it all to mesh together and work out for the best.
And G-Money, I want to go back a little bit too and talk about your wonderful, beautiful daughter, Destiny.
Yeah.
Having a child with special needs is dear to my heart, because all of us are a member of the disability community. So whether if it's cognizant, congenital, motor, vision, we all a part of this club together.
Yes.
So my heart always goes out to parents and also ones who are part of my community. It kind of reminds me, like, when I had my disability, I was 22 years old. I was this 6'6" chocolate dream. I was just playing sports, musician, you name it, right? And then one day my parents get a call that I'm in the hospital. And they don't know how serious it is until they get to the hospital. And then they're like, well, he may not last overnight. If he does last, it's going to be 72 hours. After 72 hours, he may live for a year. So my parents went through those pendulum of emotions where, like, wow, this is our new normal now, where this 22-year-old adult now is going to need care like he's a newborn again. And I admire parents who love their children enough to never abandon them and to be there for them. So hats off to you and your wonderful wife, Christy, and also your son too. What's your son's name again?
Christian.
Christian too. Yeah. I mean, you all are an amazing family. And I remember, and this is for those in the chat, if you haven't seen the interview that FMB, Felicia Marie B, did with Grant and Christy, because Felicia has a child that's on the spectrum as well too, and they had a candid, open conversation, and I encourage everyone to take a look at that, because it will give you a new understanding of parents who are loving their children and providing that support. And Grant, thank you for opening up about that as well too. And
I appreciate that. It's a whole new world for some people, and I just want them to know they're not alone. So, and you said the kind of like what we were thinking back when we first found out. It was a new normal, and we still have faith that she'll end up being verbal and stuff. She has some words, but one word mainly, no. But we still have faith that one day she'll be a lot more communicative, for sure. But I appreciate that, Paul.
Thank you so much. And I had to put this one comment, RMZ. He said we need a picture of the 6 degree, or it didn't happen. All right, RMZ. I'm gonna find that picture next week.
Yeah.
And I am not responsible for all the heartbreak I'm gonna give these ladies in these GLP-1 streets when they see all this sexiness. Because look at this right here. This is sexy right here. Imagine me up and around with my high top fade. Y'all gonna see that. I'm gonna get that for you. I'm just joking, y'all. I ain't got no sense out there, but I'll definitely show some of my old pictures. But so Grant, when you first got on Mounjaro, did you know what you were getting on, or was it like, okay, I'll check this out, or were you like me, went down that rabbit hole of all that all the research out there, some good, not so good, and did it kind of scare you from it?
I wasn't scared because I hadn't really thought about it before going to the doctor that day. she said, well, you don't like metformin. Have you ever heard of Mounjaro since you obviously have diabetes? I said, no, let's go and let me try it. And, so not researching ahead of time probably was a blessing in disguise because I didn't scare myself. But, and again, the timing of all this just really meshed together well because, I got on it. And that's about the same time I started looking on YouTube. And the very first channel I found was Anchor Moments with Gina and Jeff, and they just really started supporting me, and they support everybody on their channel for sure. And I've learned a lot from them. And then it's just kind of like a chain reaction. I met Mindy, who led me to RMZ to other channels, and I think she even led me to Twan's channel. So it just kind of a domino effect that I grew on the channels I watched and all the support. And in doing that, I learned what I needed to learn when I needed to learn it, it seemed, on about every aspect as I started out my journey. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's why we call her Mayor Mindy.
Yeah.
Yes. When Mayor Mindy approves that you are there. And that's what kind of really just impresses me about this community.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of see what the world could be like.
Right.
If people just act like they got some sense, and and having that one common goal together, and not to say that we're not messy, because any community is kind of messy. You're gonna have ones who have this type of style, this one has this type of style, and that's what makes the community so amazing. You don't want a monolith of people thinking the exact same thing about this journey. You want all these various views of how their journey is going. And Grant, when you look at your journey, what was the hardest part of that journey, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Well, just changing my mindset into stopping the bad behaviors of just not caring what I put into my mouth and how much I put into my mouth, and saying, look, I gotta see, I was never good at taking medicine either. I would take it a little bit and then stop. And I said, and that's going to change now, because if I don't keep doing these shots as I need, and my blood pressure medicine, and my Crestor for cholesterol, and all that, I'm never going to get anywhere. And that's something my doctor, she could tell right off, I was going to be one of those that really has to dial into this and start taking on a regular basis everything. So that was really the hardest transition for me, was making sure I stay on track. And once I did that, everything else started falling in line, and of course I waited a while to start my resistance training in October, but started doing that, and it's just like, wow, what have I been doing? I should have been doing this a long time ago.
No, I feel you on that, Grant. I definitely feel you on that. Take a pause for the second, and then we'll get back to our conversation with Grant. I want to give a huge shout out to King Darium.
Yes, sir.
Today is King Darium's 2nd year shot-iversary.
Oh.
So happy anniversary to the King out there.
Awesome.
The King of the messy middle.
Yes.
Let's give Darium some props out there.
Woo.
Darium is kind of like you probably heard this before, Grant, because you see a couple of my lives. He's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, when it comes to these GLP-1 streets. I mean, everybody knows Darium. And, he's one of the guys that when I first got in his journey, he reached out to me, him and Mel to the B.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Simply Taisha's live, not, watching her live, checking her live. And I was just in there. I said, let me comment and, be sociable. And Mel was the first one that said hi to me. And then the second one was Darium. And they were really accommodating. They were welcoming. And then even like Simply Taisha, when she saw my comment, she welcomed me into these GLP-1 streets. And I was like, this is a pretty cool pretty cool community. And then I started to think, Grant, I said, is this like the Twilight Zone? You know what I mean? Are we like stuck in this vortex of thing where everything's gonna get weird on us and we're gonna wake up from a dream? But everybody is so amazing in this dream. I mean, not this dream, but in this journey that we're on. So want to give a shout out to the King Darium. Yes. And also RMZ just dropped a video on Sunday. He did it before anybody else. Talking about how these GLP-1s and addiction. So make sure you check out his video. He did it first.
Mm-hmm.
Others tried to drop it today, but I'm telling you, he did it first. So we gotta recognize Jesus the GOAT. We gotta recognize that greatness. Let's get some shout outs there. Shout out to Vanity, she's in the house. Shout out to Perfectly Pamela. Who else is in the streets? We have TT's in the house. We have Mia's in the house. FMB is in the house. We have Shawnee's in the house. Everybody's in the house. Thank y'all for being here. We have over 32 who are watching right now, and this is amazing. Grant, I'm telling you, people will show up for you. They won't show up for me because I'm messy. So
well, you know, Darian just said this ain't about me, it's about Grant tonight, and it's not about me, Darian, either. It's about all of us, buddy. And to answer a question, you'll probably, you know, I've noticed you ask a few people. The first time I met Darian was first time I was in Traces of Twan's Life's Live. And, you know, I can't remember our conversation, but he just was instant support. And I really, you know, after Mayor Mindy, he was right after, you know, because I met her on Anchor Moments first and then him on Twan's channel. And, you know, he has been such a big support and continues to be a big support. And I don't know how he does it, but he says the right things at the right time. You know, if I'm worried about this with my channel or worry about this with my medication, he's right on it each and every time. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's awesome, and I really appreciate all he does.
Absolutely. Now I want to tell everybody out there, I'm on my auxiliary lights, so I may look a little ashy, like I need to be dipped in lotion. It's because the way the lights are. So normally I'm a little more brighter, but I'm on my auxiliary lights right now. Grant saw it behind the scenes. My two main lights are out, so I'm now down to my auxiliary lights. So that's why, you know,
yeah, you're good, buddy. You're good.
I'm kind of dusty. So Grant, the other day I was watching, and you made an announcement that you're about to move on up. Currently you were on before you were on 12.5.
Yeah.
And you were talking about going up to 15. So did you go up to the 1.5?
I did. You know, I didn't think I was going to until I went to the doctor last week, and we were just discussing it, and she said, I think it's time. I'm like, okay, I'm good if you're good. And so as of today, I took my first 15 shot, and you know, of course, I won't know for sure if I get any side effects probably until Wednesday. It's usually 2 days after the shot for me, but I'm ready. And, you know, we were talking about this a little earlier on Kendi K's channel. The only thing I fear with 15 is how long it's going to take for my body to start getting used to it and not be as effective. But, you know, I think that's part of the titration process, is trying to show your mind what you need to get used to where once you get up to the top, and it might not reduce the food noise quite as much after a while, or it might not suppress as well, you know what you need to do. And I'm not saying it totally stops working. Hope and pray not. And I've seen others on 15 for years, and it still works to a point for them. But, you know, I just have to realize that this is it. This is the highest. Need to make the most of it and continue to learn and listen to what I need to do.
That's so true. Grant, I'm about to make you ugly cry now. You see where the comments from? See, I'm gonna make you ugly cry, man. Your wife dropped an amazing comment right there, and Christy, you are an amazing woman. You are, even though we only are acquainted with you via these YouTube streets, but you can tell when someone's good people. And Chrissy, you and Grant are really good people. So I want to celebrate you all for all the great things that you all are doing, and thank you for supporting Grant too. It means a lot, Grant, when you have a family member supporting you. Can you imagine if you were doing this journey alone and someone was trying to influence you to go back to when Grant was the bad diabetic? And have you ever thought about, Grant, where would you be right now if you didn't take that leap of faith? If Chrissy didn't lead by example and show you what could be done, and you decided to take that Mounjaro, for ones who may be just tuning in now who didn't hear it in the beginning, where would you be at today?
I'd probably be one less foot for one thing. I'd be a lot worse off, and I won't get too deep in the story, but back in June, which was 6 months after I started Mounjaro, I ended up with a foot infection from a wound I had had for a year. And, we thought sure that wound would have healed by June because of my increased or my decreased A1C. So, the hospital number one said I was going to have to lose at least 2 toes because that infection had tunneled all up in there. And so thankfully I got to a new hospital who knew better, thankfully, and had better ways of looking at things. And I ended up only losing the metatarsal of my second toe. It's my left foot. But if I had not started this journey, I think it would have already eaten up my whole foot by the time I'd went. So, for diabetics, I know there's a lot of people on it that's not diabetic, thankfully, but for diabetics, it does such good.
Yeah.
And so much healing of the body. I was going over my lab results even on my live last night, and even Chatty, my Chat GPT, said, I have started reversing that plaque that was in my heart, and I've started, or around my arteries or whatever, and I've reversed the fatty liver disease I was starting to get. It's just on and on, the benefits that if I hadn't taken it, I'd probably be dead about the same time my dad died at 47. So.
I had that epiphany too, Grant, because being a quadriplegic over 30 years, we don't last that long. It's because it's the comorbidities. Yeah. And before I got on these GLP-1s, I was headed down that road, man. I was, as Felicia Marie B said, I was thick Paul.
Thick Paul,
yeah. And thick Paul was pretty thick, Grant. And that's why telling our stories is so important, because especially us men folk, Grant, sometimes we kind of hard-headed sometimes, and we want to learn the hard way. But when we stop and think and reflect on life and how things can be different for us, it's a whole new world. That's why when we were on that panel together with RMZ, me, you, Darian, and also DEEZ, where we kind of talked about men's health. Mm-hmm. I'm glad, Grant, that you and I, RMZ, Darian, DEEZ, Teddy D, Carnivore Muscle, and all the rest of the fellows out there. Mm-hmm. We are speaking truth to power about this. Grant, here's another comment. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you the ugly cry tonight. It's what Christy says. Christy said Grant would be on the couch watching life go by, but now he is so active. We hike together, we work together, and I always beat him. There you go, Christy. Christy said, I'm still the boss that pays the cost.
Yeah, I always post it all honest on those workouts, even though she beats me 88% of the time. I get her a little bit, but we were doing tug of war the other day and at the training at the end, and I thought sure I had her on that because she hadn't been weightlifting. She's just mainly been doing cardio for now, where she had that skin removal. And I was like, man, I got her. And then all of a sudden she beats me the first time. I'm like, what in the world? She's like, well, I play with the kids at school because she's a teacher all the time. I'm like, shoot. She did mention I wash clothes more now too, so she needs to give me kudos on that. Come on now.
There you go. If y'all in the chat could do me a huge favor, if you are a content creator, please drop a microphone in the comment chat on this channel. Like all the rest of them, we support each other.
Yes,
we want each other to grow, because when we rise, the whole algorithm rises. Mm-hmm. So the much we support each other, the much we will overtake all this negative stuff that always drop in our algorithms. So we gotta change the game, and we definitely gotta do it. So please drop a microphone in the chat, and also let's do a quick poll, a quick flash poll. I should have did one before I did. All right, if I'm messy or not. All right, so here's the question: a Y for yes and an N for no. Am I messy? Am I shaking the cage too much when I talk about these GLP-1 streets? So first, drop the microphones, and then give me a Y or an N if I'm messy or not. So, Grant,
I'm waiting for the Y's or no's here.
Yes, me too. Me too. So Grant, here we are. You are now on the different side of the coin now, being now a content creator. Did you ever think in a million years that you'd be a content creator?
No, I did not. And I think I was actually on TikTok one night when it was the first time that somebody had second time. Calamity Jane said it the first time, but that somebody over there said, you really need to create your own content. I'm like, really? I don't know. And it wasn't until Christy one night said, so when are you going to do this? I'm like, what do you mean? When are you going to start creating? I can tell in your eye you're ready. And I'm like, okay, let's go. If I got your support, I'm going to do it. So, and that's why I've had her on with me a lot too, because I know people like her better anyways. She's a pretty outgoing one. So, but anyhow, I never thought I would, and I'm so glad I have. I think my fear was I would lose or run out of things to talk about, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, Grant, there's so much we can talk about. Okay, Grant, we're getting some of the polls on. Okay, here we go. Calamity Jane says, let me get back to Calamity Jane right quick. Here we go. Calamity Jane says, Jen says, yeah, but I've been messy for a bit. Yeah, we are, JC. Mia says, what you call messy, Paul, clarify. Okay. I'm kind of unconventional when it comes to this. You know how sometimes it's like rainbows or unicorn that we talk about as GLP-1 and, it'll get better. I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm like, we have so much in us that we can overcome a lot of challenges. And I guess because of me, Grant, living with a disability over 33 years, I kind of got that Sith mentality, where I think in absolutes a lot sometimes, where I'm like, what do you mean? No, you can't do it. What do you mean? You're not going to try? Because I had to try to learn to feed myself, drink water, sit up, everything. So I'm like, don't tell me it can't be done. It can be done. So let's buckle down together and let's do it, because we can do it. So that's what I mean by that, Mia. I'm not all rainbows and unicorns. I'm like, hey, let's do it. We got this. We can do this. All right. Let's see what else we got. All right, Purple Bell. Vanity's like,
yeah.
see, me and Vanity, we here. So we so we definitely get it. All right, Purple Bellflower. Now, Purple Bellflower, do you see? I gotta get up on my text speed.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
DYTM. So Purple Bellflower, please, clarify with that, please. Thank you, Shawnee. Shawnee said your voice is needed. And that's what makes this community so amazing, because I don't mind being bad cop sometimes. I really don't. I'm bad cop, and good cop will come around and love you. I mean, that's just how it is, So I don't mind being that, but
I
I
like how
always
Cookie put it there.
yeah. And, you know, and I would try, and I always try to do it with love. That's me, love and caring. I hope when I bring up stuff, y'all can feel the love that I have for y'all. Y'all can feel that I believe in you. I believe that we got this. So hopefully that comes across. If not, I will work on that more and make sure that that comes across more. That my compassion, my love for you, everybody in these streets can definitely you know, we got this. Uh,
Sweet.
Kennedy said I'm messy boots. Oh, Kid and Kendi just met me too, so she got me pegged already, Grant. So that's funny. It's called being messy boots. Okay, Jen. Dr. Jen said messy boots. Okay. All right, here we go. Some more. And TikTok. Okay, here we go. My boy Grant, he's part of the disabled community too. Good guy out there. So let me go through these comments, Grant, and we'll talk about some more about your journey and about some other things that you've been working on. Perfectly, Pamela. Nah, you just keeping it. Pam, I tried to, sweetheart. I tried to. You know what I mean? It's like this. You want OJ in a straw and grenadine, or you want it straight out the bottle or in the glass? That's me. Isn't that the cutest picture of Pamela? Her picture is like, Pamela, that is the cutest little picture. I'm telling you, you got the cutest avatar I've ever seen. That is cute. Yeah, all right. Greg is a content creator. Make sure you follow him. Okay, let me go over here. Okay. What is going on? I got something playing in the back. Grant, can you hear that too?
No.
Okay, my other computer's talking. Okay, here we go. All right, thank you, Lord. GLP-1s, yeah. Kimmy J all day says that. Thank you, Lord. Information we've learned, the community, and we'll do needed to make better. Yes, Kimmy J. All right. Nicole Ray, I'm not messy. I'm just a mess. Just I love that, Nicole Ray. I love that, Nicole Ray. All right. TT, get positive T. Make sure you follow him. I'm totally here for whatever you are up to, Paul. Thank you, Mia. Thank you. I'm kind of like an acquired taste, so I appreciate y'all, you know, hanging out with me. All right. Vanity. Make sure you follow her. Low Carb Queen. Make sure you follow Low Carb Queen too. She has some, and Low Carb Queen. I used to be keto before, so I've been checking out a lot of your videos, so I appreciate that. Messy is not always a bad thing. Thank you. I don't know why, but I have more interaction on TikTok. Okay, that's his thing. Okay, so let me go over here. I don't think, Paul, thank you, King Darian, because, you know, Grant, I don't know about you. When King Darian say something, I listen.
Yes, sir.
You know these streets. Now, King Darian is the messy middle, so make sure you follow his Substack.
Yeah.
All right, let me go down here a little bit more, Grant. Look at some more comments.
You lean toward the untied.
I'm gonna say you lean toward the untidy. Oh, Cookie J. Cookie J, am I kind of like in the middle then? Is in the messy middle like Darian or what? Is that what you mean? What you mean, Cookie J? All right. Yeah. Kimmy J's laughing at that. So I think Kimmy J seconds that. All right. Mia says, I think you bring your perspective. I tell myself a lot. Paul can do it. So should I. If you exercise, then what real exercise do any? See, Mia, I'm glad you said that, Mia. Every company that I work for, that has always been my, I don't want to say albatross around my neck, but that's always been like my responsibility, because they always say, look at Paul, he's doing it. And my coworkers like, I can't stand Paul, because they would always look at me and say, hey, he's doing it, so why can't you do it? But yeah, I mean, Mia, that's what's coming, because I wish, and don't get me wrong, I have adjusted to my disability. I live a pretty amazing life. I have a lot of fun, but I wish I was able to stand up. I wish I was able to run. I wish I would be able to do all those things. So when I see people not using those tools that they have, being imperfect, a part of me is like, you have no idea if you lost that, just how much you would wish you can do that. So that's how my mind thinks. So
Well,
thank you,
your
Steve.
perspective is definitely unique because you used to be able to,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now you can't. And I can't imagine that, man. That had to be devastating. And have you said 33 years? So wow, it's a long time, bud.
And you know what, Grant, like you're a man of faith, I am too. And it's one of those things that you learn to just cope with. And it's like, what's the alternative? I'm not going to shrink. I'm not going to not want to do things. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the best version of me. And I want to leave people in a better light, a better mood than what they receive me. And I try to do that. And Grant, I get a lot of inspiration from you too, brother. I mean, dealing with diabetes and everything. So, you know, you know. Oh, I know, Kenny. I know it's all love. I know we all good. We all good. Oh, RMG says, let me go to his comment. He said, "Ooh, baby, I like it raw." ODB, see, he knows exactly what song I got that from. See, RMZ, he is my my hip hop
Yeah.
my hip hop twin when it comes to that. I go through these just a little more straight bourbon, no chasing. That's what I'm talking about, Vanity. All right. Nah, I'm blushing. Thanks, fam. Oh yeah, fam, that is the cutest picture. I'm telling you. All right. T says he's going to say my name wrong live. Positive 15 times. Okay. So let me go through these, Grant, and as we're going through some more comments, Grant, tell me what has been the most interesting thing about being a content creator now, since you are now putting your life on the line, and it's amazing that your beautiful wife Christy was okay with you doing this.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I know Greg, my rolling life. Greg is a person with a disability like myself. He's in a wheelchair, and his wife is encouraging him to do the same. So talk about that, Grant, about the support of your wife, but also what is one thing that you're like, wow, I'm a content creator now, and this is like new territory.
Well, the coolest thing is all the new people I'm meeting. There's comments coming through from people I've never heard of and never seen on these streets. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. And, not all of them are just random people. A lot of them are other content creators that are pretty well established and, in different niches and genres. And, there was this one, I'm going to have to look up the name, but she, I forget, I think it was Tuber Chat we ran into each other on, if I'm remembering right. And she started going through one of my few playlists I already had established of my previous lives I've done with others before being a content creator. And she started commenting on all those. And some of these were a year old. And, but I remember the one that touched me the most was when she went on the Felicia Marie B's video where we did the autism chat. And I'm just like, wow. And I think it's because now that I'm a creator, I'm starting, the algorithms pushing me out more. And that is so cool. And, but, as for Christy's support, I can't do it without her for sure. And she offers another perspective that I don't. And I feel like we bounce off each other pretty well when we are on together. If you get a break, Christy, come on up if you don't care to.
Yeah. Come on up, Christy. I would love to chat with you, Christy. I promise I will not be messy. I don't, people give me this name, but no, Christy, I would treat you with nothing but respect, and we're gonna make Grant blush.
Well, I look like I already am, but I've been getting sun since this is the first time the sun shined in 3 months. So my skin's like, wow, I need some powders. But anyhow, but she offers a different perspective on some things where she's not on the shot that I think is pretty important too. And, she's my rock when it comes to the kids. She's my rock when it comes to, when we went through losing our child, which I think I hear coming.
Right.
And so, you know, it's just it's vital. Can you turn?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And Mounjaro, Pammy's in the house. Hey, Pammy.
I know you can't do long. They know that.
Yeah, come on. I'll probably only keep you a couple of minutes, Chris, because I know it's like, well, what time is it out there? What time is it out there?
It's 9:51.
Yeah. I'll get. So, Christy, tell me how proud are you of this guy right here?
I'm so proud of him. It's nice to have, like you said, the help around the house now, you know. And he's gonna start cutting the grass too, and weed eating. And
well, I still got allergies.
Oh well. Yeah. Okay, they make medicine for that. Anyway.
You know, and Christy, I wanted to ask you too, because you can help a lot of us out in this community. And you know, the way that you lost your weight and the way you did things. What is the one piece of advice you would give us, all of us who are on GLP-1s, who are just learning how to eat all over again, learning just how to navigate through food? For a person not being on the GLP-1 that you are, what kind of advice would you give us?
I think I would say never give up. We're not perfect by any means, you know, and I would say if you mess up, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. So just start over again and try to do even better the next day.
Sure enough.
You know, and I'm learning that, Christy, because when I first got on this, I was so scared to mess up. I mean, I was just like freaking myself out. Cause like if I go over here and if I have this cookie, you know, then I just blown everything up. And that's how it was before, when I was like on keto, when I was on just doing other things to kind of watch my diet. Whenever I did that one thing, it just knocked me off of my whole game plan. And I still had that fear. But I'm learning now. Just do it, dust yourself off, and get right back on.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, as far as movement goes, just anything's better than sitting. Anything. I mean, on the couch or moving around, or you know, just doing everything that you can to physically make a point to get moving instead of coming home. You know, when we were both 300 plus pounds, we would just come home, sit on the couch, eat all night, and watch TV. And you know, just making the conscious decision to get up and get moving, or to wash the dishes, or to do the laundry, or you know, do things that you can burn calories with that are just everyday life things.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's one thing that I'm learning now too. Christy, not being able to walk or stand, I'm starting to keep, like, I don't have my stretchy bands here, but I keep my stretchy bands in my workstation, so I'm always like doing like this, or when I'm watching TV, I'm like moving my hands, moving them around. Because before, when I was thick Paul, as Felicia Marie B says, when I was almost 400 pounds, I would just be sitting down watching TV, not doing nothing, eating things. But now I'm trying to think in lines of movement too, and that's really the key. We have to keep moving. We have to keep going, and just you know, just do things. And Chrissy, this is the last question I'm gonna ask, because I don't want to keep you here all night. I can.
Oh, good.
But when you look at this journey that you and Grant have been on together, even though they kind of overlap, you did yours first and Grant's doing his now. What has been the most enjoyable part of this journey together?
Well, I think, you know, for myself, it's being proud of Grant to actually make the decision himself. I mean, you know, I was like, Grant, come on. You know, your dad passed when he was what, like 47, you know, and you're getting to be 40, and I can't do all these things without you, because you've been my lifeline for so long. And, you know, just seeing him, not only because I've seen him start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. So seeing him actually start it and keep it going, and not only keep it going, taking the shot, but actually seeking out another community to help him, seeking out things that he needs to continue his journey. So that's been really inspirational for me.
Yeah, I definitely get that, Chrissy. Definitely get that. Have you all changed what you bring in the house and and things that you have that won't be like triggers like you had before? Or do you like, I'm gonna get it, once it's gone, I'm not gonna get any more?
We try.
No, we do not. I mean, I'm just going to be realistic here. You know, our kid Destiny eats certain things, and that's her go-to things. And you know, we try to keep. I'm not saying it's all junk by any means, but you know.
Well, when it comes to Destiny, she has probably can count on one hand how many things she's eaten in 1 week.
Oh, definitely.
She has no variety at all, and where she can't communicate either. You know, you can't just go up to her and say, "What do you want tonight?" You know, you kind of have to feel your way through the normal things. And unfortunately, her go-to for the most part is chicken nuggets. But you know, we've been thankful that she eats that because we've talked to other parents that have children that's autistic on feeding tubes because they won't eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or won't eat enough protein and calcium to keep their, so, you know, but the point is we have to bring in what she'll eat. And a lot of that's Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or Cheez-Its or cheese balls or what else? I don't know.
Just it's random things.
And, you know, and she'll go through things like, is it Burger King right now or is it McDonald's? Because they all have different chicken nuggets.
Right.
But, you know, we just have to try to remember if we bring it in, if we eat any of it, it's just got to be a very moderate amount.
Yeah. And
not go crazy. And for me, it's one thing we talk about a lot. You know, I'll sit down at the couch with my 3 Oreos and she'll be like, "How are you done after only 3?" Oh, that's right.
All or nothing. It's all or nothing here. Okay. All or nothing. And I'm nothing. Just
she's like, because you are on your shot and I'm not.
I hear the food noise.
Yeah, I get that. And Chrissy, do you have food noise or and
I have food noise. I do. And you know, sometimes it just won't go away. And I've always been a heavier, well, not, I mean, maybe not now, but growing up, I was just a thicker girl, and you know, it's just always there. And the thing about, you know, I was active and everything like that, but when there's nothing to do in the area or where else you do? What else do? You know, you sit down, you go to the potlucks at the church and you go here and there and that's just what you do whenever there's nothing else around to do. So that the food noise is really, really hard for me even still, but I try to keep myself busy. You know, I try not to sit for very long just because when I sit and when I'm stationary is whenever the food noise starts to get going. So
and I admire you saying that, Christy, because I tell you the struggle is real. Just the way that food has been produced in the United States and everything we've consumed over the years, it has done something chemically when it comes to our brain and our relationship with food. And that's why many other countries don't have the same struggle that we have.
Right.
I mean, growing up, when I was going to school, I would stop by 7-Eleven. I would have me 2 chili cheese hot dogs, give me a bag of Doritos, give me a red pop. And I was good. I did that like every day. And then not knowing that those type of behaviors was programming me to think of food in a different way. Yeah. And so the way that you deal with that is amazing, Christy. Thank you. Thank you so much for, for sharing that.
Well, and one thing we try to do with our kiddos is we try to get them out. You know, even though Destiny might eat her chicken nuggets, I'm going to have her up at the track and we're walking together. She don't like it sometimes, but she's doing it. So, you know, we try to balance that out too.
I appreciate that. If you have any questions for Grant or Christy, hit those 3 Qs and we'll answer those questions. And Christy, when you look at just the GLP-1 community that has welcomed you in, you are GLP-1 adjacent, because you're married to Grant, so you're part of our community too. When you first saw this community, were you like I was like, this is the Twilight Zone, this can't be real, or what were your impressions of it?
I really think it was pretty awesome. You know, it's hard to think about, when you're in your own little silo doing your own things, it's kind of hard to think about other people having the same struggles that you do. Just in general. So when Grant popped on and was looking into his Libra and, found the anchor moments and all that, he just kind of took off and ran with it, and I just appreciate all the people. And maybe I'm not so YouTube literate with some things, but it's really cool. It's really amazing and really awesome.
Well, I appreciate you, logging on to the chat and talking with us and everything. And I affectionately gave your husband the nickname G Money. So it's because money means that he's money. He's consistent. He's always there. What he's been able to do. So when you think of Grant, you think of money. It's like bam, he's there.
Well, I appreciate
it. And what are some things that you all are able to do now that you both weren't able to do when you both were really at your heaviest, if you don't mind me asking that? I know we talked about hiking and things like that. Any other things, like any other vacations or things that you both are able to do now? You're like, wow, this is really awesome.
So one big thing is like roller coasters. We love roller coasters. We're thrill seekers. And there was a time when neither one of us could fit on a roller coaster. And, I kind of made it my goal to go to this theme park and ride this one roller coaster because I wanted to. And it was kind of like a wake-up call at one point. So, that's one big thing that we can do. We can take our kids to a theme park and not have to worry. You have that anxiety of, oh my gosh, am I going to have to get off? Oh my gosh.
Well, Busch Gardens is one of our main go-tos in Virginia. And at least it was last season. We're going to try Dollywood this season. But in any case, there was this one roller coaster that we used to do that actually you could see the green light come on when you actually got it on good enough. So I would always have to watch for that green light to come on and say, oh, good, it worked again. I actually fit. But, there's been times when, you get booted off and it's just very humiliating. And to be able to just get on now and say, well, I'm good. That gut is gone.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say that there is a mental thing going on. You feel it too. Sometimes I still feel like I'm almost 400 pounds, 350 pounds. And then I see myself in a reflection and I'm like, oh, that's me. Okay. It's sometimes it's unreal.
Yeah. I had that moment the other day, Christy. I was walking my hallway and we have a mirror on one of our walls. And I was like, wait a minute. Where'd my stomach go? Because I was like, it used to be like so huge. And when you see that, and when you put on like different clothes, like when I wear dress shirts now, and I said this yesterday on G's one of one's comments on his live yesterday. I was like, it's like I was a little kid with my dad's dress shirt on because my neck is smaller now, and it's like I got this big old shirt on now because I need to go shopping. So that's my next thing. I think I want to drop about another 50 or so pounds because right now I'm 76 pounds down. I want to get as close to 100 as I can, and then I'll go ahead and go shopping and get some stuff. But I guess that's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a few questions now. Kendi, to me, is asking, how long have we been on YouTube? Kendi, I've been on YouTube, I want to say, since 2009 or 10.
Wow.
I've, like, some people know my story, and I'm gonna give you the Cliff Note version. I'm a broadcast journalist by trade. I've lived here in the Los Angeles area. I've worked for CBS Radio, NBC Radio, and currently I'm a bureau chief for ABC Radio affiliate here in Southern California. And my channel was primarily for me to share my interviews that I've did. So if you all go down my rabbit hole of my interviews, you'll see me interviewing like the cast of Riverdale, the cast of Arrow, comedian Lunel, and there's an audio interview of me with the late, great Dr. Maya Angelou that I did about a year before she passed away. So if you go down that rabbit hole, you see that. That's why I started my channel, but then I kind of remixed it to my GLP-1 journey, and my old fans do not like GLP-1. So Grant, I'm like you. I'm trying to build my following with the algorithms now, because my people who I know, they didn't get down with the GLP-1. So now I'm trying to do that. So that's me in a nutshell right there, Kendi. So Grant, we have a question for you. It's from Pammy. Pammy says, I'm excited to hear that Grant's employer's insurance covered your recent surgery like mine did. Besides possible revision, do you think you would ever want skin removal or surgery?
Well, I think that's for you.
Oh, was it for me?
Yeah, that's for you. Yeah, she's saying my insurance covered your surgery. Because, yeah, she actually, what do you call it?
Paniculectomy.
And what else?
That was it.
That was it? I thought that was two.
It is. It is.
Two areas.
I don't know.
In any case, thankfully, my insurance covered that fully.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case with that.
Yeah.
They were saying we probably have to come up with at least $2,000 all the way up to $10,000. I'm like,
yeah.
So
gracious, hold on. Let me grab that for you, right? So yeah, $10,000.
Yeah, let me grab that out of my pocket.
No.
I mean, they say things so cavalier sometimes. I'm looking at them like, are you kidding me? You know, you think I got disposable money like that? Right. I ain't RMZ. I ain't rich.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another question. When research comes out with more benefits of GLP-1 and Retta later on, have you looked to see if it's something that you would consider taking, right?
Without more. Oh, that Retta Trutide with the 3. Yeah. You know, I definitely, if it got covered, I would definitely try it. But that's kind of the key for me, if it's covered or not. And you know all too well about that, Paul. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, before Christy, she said, "Do you think you would ever want other skin removal surgery?"
Well, I mean, wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
if I had a bottomless money bag, sure, I would. But it just depends on how much coverage, what would be covered. But I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy compared to the way I used to live.
Her before and after pictures of what they removed is just phenomenal. And of course, she'll have to be ready to show those if she ever does. But you know, it's just, they even pulled them up because she had an appointment Friday, and they said she's done wonderfully and they want to see her one more time. But he pulled up the pictures, and it's just, he said, man, that was at least 15 pounds removed. It was amazing.
And Chrissy, thank you for being so open about your journey too. You know, I know for some it's hard to talk about their medical journey and things that they're going through, but you know, I feel it's so impactful for ones who are going through so much out there, and our stories can help ones out there who are going through so much. So thank you for being so open about your journey too.
No problem. I mean, like you said, I don't think everybody responds to rainbows and cupcakes. You know, we gotta be real, because that's just how you learn, and people don't respond to fake people, you know. Yeah. You know, not saying anybody is, I'm just, you know, you meet people who just don't seem genuine, and that's what we try to be. We try to be genuine.
Hey, Chrissy, I feel you on that. And Chrissy, you know, you amongst family, you can keep it real. It's some fakeness out there. I mean, we got to keep it 100. You got to keep it real, because, you know, I always think of this. This may be a person's last chance.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to find something that's going to help them out. So we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to the responsibility of the movement to keep it as real as possible. I mean, if we struggling, talk about that struggle. You know, if we're doing it, we got to talk about it. So I appreciate your, you know, your honesty right there. And
well, even, you know, before Grant made his lifestyle change, I was thinking in my brain, like, okay, his dad died at 47. He's coming. What am I going to do when something happens to him? It's not if, it was when something happens to him. So, you know, that's completely changed now. It's like, we're going to grow old together, and we're going to be around for a while. So that's exciting.
That's always cool. It is always cool. And Chrissy, thank you for being an amazing woman. Amazing mother and amazing wife.
Thank you.
Like I was telling Grant earlier, you know, your daughter's part of my community, and
Yeah.
I in my other line of work that I do with working with the disabled community, I come across a lot of mothers, a lot of families out there that deal with congenitive, neuro, physical, vision, motor, all that. And one thing I know, we're all like one big family, where we all have this common goal of, we have challenges in our family, but our families are beautiful, and we show people that these challenges are not stopping us from living a fulfilled life.
Yeah.
And I hope I don't get in trouble with saying this, but Perfectly Pamela, I think she even mentioned this before. You know, she recently just lost her beautiful mom, and her mom was deaf,
Wow.
and that's where me and Pamela kind of connected on a even more level than just being in these YouTube streets, because it's like, you know, her mom had a disability, and she's a coda, you know, a child of a deaf adult, and everything, and just the struggles that we all go through, but then just the joys that we have too in our families as well. And Christy, you're an amazing woman, Christy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, we got a super chat. G's 1 of 1. He said, "Good job." Thank you, G's. Oh, and congratulations to G's. G's just hit. He's almost 100 pounds, I want to say.
Wow, that's awesome.
And G's is 184.9. Is that what you're trying to hit? Darren, remind me. RMZ, remind me too. Is it 184.9 that G's is trying to hit? Just let me know. Let me know. All right, Grant. So I don't want to keep you too late, but just a few more questions.
Oh, you're fine.
If you have any more questions for Grant, please go ahead and put it in the chat with the triple Qs. Grant, when you look at the amount of voices that we have in this community, you're a part of it now. Do you feel a responsibility to even go a little further in your content, not just, you know, talking about your journey, but then also maybe talking about some of the new drugs that are coming out, and giving ones like a more rounded kind of idea of what to expect on these GLP-1s, and, you know, what's like your plan as a content creator? What are some things you want to do?
Well, that's what I think about every day. Where do I want to go? Because I think I'm just kind of going as I go along. I'll be honest, and I would like to be a little more well-rounded on the talking about some of the new stuff, but I'll never be a downsized. I'll never be a Charles. I know that, but I want to attempt to try to be more well-rounded over time. But right now I'm just enjoying just telling my life's journey day by day, and what we've been through, and I think I'll feel led to where I need to go when that time comes. But right now I just I really like just telling life day by day and doing my random lives. I like doing those random lives. Those are the funnest thing, I think, out of all of it. It's just like, hey, I'm here, But you may noticed I even did some hiking things.
Yeah.
Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey and JC Calamity Jane suggested that before I was even a creator. They're like, you need to show your state because it's a beautiful place. So, I've probably confused YouTube a little bit, but I like keeping it, spread out, not just on one thing.
No, I did, Grant. When they saw me the script, like, what are you doing, dude? I mean, I was like, y'all don't care about people's health, but it's definitely. Kendi, thank you so much for that super chat. Really, really appreciate it. You're amazing. Pammy, Mounjaro Pammy, super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so Darium, he let us know what G's goal weight is. 184.9. That's what G is trying to get down to. So,
Wow.
G's, you got this, brother. You got this. Yep. Dr. Jen says, y'all leave G's alone. Let me see. Congratulations, G's 1 of 1. You already know he's on the way, Dr. Jen. G said, y'all knock that off. but yeah. And when and Grant, don't sell yourself short, brother, because a year from now, you're gonna be amazed. So this is what I want you to do. Make sure you have all your stuff that you're doing, all these lives and everything. A year from now, you're gonna be amazed of just how much you've grown. I've seen this even with Vanity. I remember I saw some of her videos when I first started this journey. I want to say maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And Vanity now is a powerhouse. Her hosting abilities is just like amazing. And I manage it. I manage an on-air staff. And she has the chops that people who went to school for has it. I wonder if it's going to come out that she does have some journalism or PR kind of training, because her oratory skills is really amazing. So make sure you check out her channel. She don't mess around too. I remember when I first came out of the bushes on her live, Dr. Jen was like, if you get your feelings hurt, you don't want to be here. So it's a really cool one. Okay. Let me see. We got another one super chat by RMZ. Thank you, RMZ. I love it. RMZ says in honor of G's getting that 184.9. G's, everybody's pulling for you, man. Everybody's pulling for you, G's.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Grant, that's what I'm going to try to do too. I'm going to try to I want to do some more lives of me working out, because I think if people see how I work out, I think it will just add another dynamic for ones who are not able to move around that much to motivate them.
Oh yeah.
I do like wheelchair dancing. I do like my stretchy bands, even the vibration plate. Rainy days she puts vibration plate under me, and then I blah 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 blah, and do that. So I definitely want to do that. So I want to do more of that. And what would you like to see more of in our community, Grant? I mean, you are a member of the content creator community in these GLP-1 streets. What would you like to see more of in our community?
I mean, it's hard to tell because I see so much good. Just continue to support each other is that's the main thing right there. And just do it more and more and more. I just don't think there could be too much of that ever. But there's still a lot of people I don't know, like this one you were talking about with the hosting ability. What was her name again? I'm sorry. Vanity.
Yes.
I don't know her, so I still got a lot of people to learn. It looks like so. I don't know all the community, but just the continued and just increased support of not only fellow content creators, but the continued support of all the viewers that the cookies and the dairy and all them.
And that's one thing I noticed about you, Grant. I mean, you show up for everybody, man, and we appreciate that. I know that's cool, my friend, because I know it's not easy. Sometimes I have like a lot of computers on my workstation, so I'll have like this live up, that live up, and I'm bouncing through a couple of them. Then I have a couple of my cell phones up, and I'm looking. And then I'm like, I forgot the comment. I always remember the like, but not the comment.
Right.
And we appreciate that. And I think sometimes when we get to a certain status, and that's why when I say RMZ is the GOAT, I mean that on so many different levels.
Oh yeah.
just what he was able to accomplish and the way that he supports the community.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some who, and Twan too. Twan does this too. The way she supports,
Yeah.
and it's great to have ones who have been in this game a long time support us when we are coming up on our own journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to let us know that we're on that right road, and that really means a lot. And I know Dee does that. Mel B does that. Who else? Some of the OGs out there. I know Barb.
Yeah.
Barb. I mean, to me, hands down, if you want to know how to do this GLP-1 game, you talk to Barb at Health at Any Cost. Barb was 420 pounds. Grant, how much was Barb?
Yeah, something like that. I should know that by heart by now, but yeah, I mean, she's lost a phenomenal amount. I think she's down to like 125. I mean, it's amazing.
You know, it should be mandatory.
Yeah.
Anybody on GLP-1 got to sit down and talk with Barb.
Yeah.
You know, because Barb is someone who will tell you what you need to hear. Because Barb loves everybody.
Yeah.
And she knows that we all have greatness in us, and we all have greatness things that
and
we can
to
do.
have over 1.5 thousand people, and she just went live for her first time yesterday. I mean, I found that amazing. I'm like, man, Barb, you've never done this? I mean, you're a natural. And she was probably on live 2 hours her first time.
Yeah.
Yesterday. It was awesome. It was awesome. But you know, the thing about with support too is you do have to find a balance. I mean, Christy supports me, no doubt. But there's been a couple nights she's like, all right, we need to close it up for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we understand, Grant, you know, because we all got that. And Grant, here's another brother you got to follow. Bound in Me.
Oh, okay.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
His videos are entertaining. They're funny. And rumor has it that he and I are going to do a live together soon.
Okay.
And he's amazing. He's amazing. I mean, he's a real one. He's a real one. You know, he's cool people, real cool people.
And another thing, you know, with the creating the lives that I'm trying to learn to not worry so much about is trying not to interfere with other people's lives. I don't know if that's ever going to be possible because we're so busy on these streets. But
yeah,
you know, last night when I went live at 8, I'd forgotten that Kim J and Felicia was going on. I'm like, oh no, but it worked out good. It did. I gotta stop worrying about stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, because you know what, the replay.
Yeah,
you know, we can always catch on the replay, and that helps out a lot too. Okay, the King Darium says,
405.
Says Barb started 405 pounds. Now, I'm telling you,
it's amazing.
I'll talk to Barb. Mm-hmm. All right. R.E.
Yeah,
Houston.
Mr. Houston, he was on my live yesterday. Hello, bud.
What's up, R.E. Houston? I don't think I ever met you, my friend. Thank you for jumping on and being on this live. Yeah. All right. She said 198 is plenty skinty. Jeez, what's up with 184.9, man? I'm with you, man. Chrissy says you can even start a journal too. Nice. You would help document maybe size of stores.
She's talking to her about the skin removal and document. That's what she had to do to get insurance to cover it. She had to document and take pictures of things where rashes broke out and stuff just to convince them, okay, we'll cover it. So it takes a lot. Yeah,
that's so true. That's so true. All right. Y'all remember to like this stream, please. Really appreciate that. All right. Everybody saying Bound is in the house. He's funny. He's a creative guy too. Really cool. Hey, Mr. Russian, what's going on? Good to have you with us. Yes. Grant's for real. All right. We're all live. All right, Grant. I'm going to keep you a few more minutes, my friend. So if you have any more questions for Grant, please let him know. Got a huge announcement. We're going to have a special DEEZ GLP-1 STREETZ this Sunday. And my guest will be, let me pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
So that is happening this Sunday, a very special DEEZ GLP-1 Street. The woman herself, Vanity, will be joining me, and she said that she will be on her best behavior. And Dr. Jen, am I gonna have you sit on with us and moderate? So Vanity will be on her best behavior. But I'm looking forward to talking with Vanity. She has a lot of good information. Did you hear about that dust up that she and Dave on the Pen had? Did you hear about that, Grant?
No, I did not.
All right, Vanity, I'm about to get messy for a minute. and Vanity was professional. She was everything. But Vanity was, she was talking about Dave being on the Wegovy pill.
Right.
So we all were talking about it, and then guess who is in the live? Dave hops on the live, and Dave is like, "What's going on here? What's this and what's that? What's this and that?" But to make a long story short, she and Dave did a live together last week. That was amazing, and that's why we need voices, all voices in this community, because we have to have these conversations where we have these tough conversations, because it can help someone else out there. And in the matter of the conversation, Dave said he does intend to be back on the GLP-1 back on the GLP-1. We never would have got that if we never would have had that discussion and talk about it. And it was really, really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Really, really awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Jen says, I don't want neither of y'all to be on your best feed.
She don't want it. She wants
Dr. Jen. She's trying to get us in trouble, Grant.
So one of the first times I was on your live, I think it was with when McClammy Jane was interviewed, and we actually got to talk about Star Trek and stuff a little bit. I think at night. So if you ever want to do some reviews on Star Trek stuff, I'm your man.
All right. Let's definitely do that. So have you seen Starfleet Academy?
Yeah, not a fan, buddy. Not a fan.
You know what? It's one of those where some shows I'm like, this is great, and sometimes like, what in the world are they doing?
I know.
One storyline that I really, really liked when they were talking about when they brought back some of the cast from Discovery.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed that.
I did too.
And I hope in season 2, I don't like them. I don't like when shows force stuff. Let something happen organically.
Mm-hmm.
Let something make sense.
Right.
And I think sometimes when it doesn't make sense, it's like telling a joke and the punchline just fails.
Yeah, just
because it
wind. Yeah.
You didn't set it up right.
Right.
Well,
I would hope maybe by the second or third season it'll be better if they get that many seasons. Because if you think about it, Next Gen, DS9, and Voyager, all 3 of those, they didn't get good till the 3rd season.
That's true.
So that's why I continually binge all those. I'll finish one and go to the next one because they just are that good to me. And usually I'll say, start with 3rd season. I'm not going to the first 2.
That is so true.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Star Trek movie?
Generations.
With Captain Kirk
and Picard all on one. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my favorite one too. And I also like Voyage Home.
Yeah, with the whales. Mm-hmm.
Yep, George and Gracie. There be whales. Whenever I got to work in San Francisco, me being the cornball I am, always ask, "Hey, where's George and Gracie at?"
Yeah.
And they look at me like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "What?"
I'm Star Wars. When you said the Sith deal in absolutes, I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm one of those enigmas where I like Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah, I do too.
I like them both.
And I'm weird. I like the new trilogy and the new trilogy. I like them all.
Me too, because to me, to me, the first, to me, and I get in arguments all the time with fellow Star Wars people. To me, one of the best movies of the trilogies was Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
That
It really
last,
connected things so well.
that scene when they were on Mustafar
Yes.
and Obi-Wan was like, I have the high ground.
Mhm.
I have the high ground.
Mhm.
And just the anger
Yeah.
in Anakin and that, man, that emotion,
Mhm.
you know, I hate you. And then when Padme died and
Oh, yeah.
and everything, and then oh man, I
But
was so glad we got the Obi-Wan series.
I
That
know,
was
I
nice.
love that. The best movie though that connected things, I think, was Rogue One.
Yes,
Yeah.
to me that was
I mean, it seamlessly just connected from there to there. And you know, and the Rogue One series they came out with, I'm like, yes.
Andor.
Love it.
Oh, I loved Andor. That was
Andor,
like,
thank you. That's it. Andor.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I also like Skeleton Crew. I like Skeleton
I
Crew.
liked it pretty good. I felt like it was like a Goonies kind of.
Yeah. It
But
was like that.
you know, the one that was about the old Jedi, what was that one called? And they didn't renew it. I liked it too. I can't remember.
What is his day? Oh wow.
And they teased Yoda at the end of it. I'm like, oh, they got to keep going, and then they didn't. I'm like,
Yes.
But
I know.
Ahsoka's gonna be pretty good when they finally get it out. So.
Yeah, I know Jen does, and you know the new trilogies when Rey is going to be like the head Jedi person. I think, you know, I think that's going to be awesome. The one thing that I wish they would have did on the new trilogies was, even though you had Ben Solo, was Kylo Ren, I wish I would have had Jaden and Jason, the other, you know, the twins.
Yeah.
Because the twins is like Luke and Leia, and they didn't talk about the twins.
Yeah.
You know, even though they kind of hedged around it with Rey maybe being the twin, you know, but then she ended up being the Palpatine
there. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of, but I don't know, on YouTube they have like fans are putting out their own Star Wars stories. That's pretty intriguing.
Well, some of these AI generated clips they do, it's like, is that really something coming out or not? You know, it really looks good, you know, but usually it's not. But you know, the Mandalorian movie, although it sounds a little goofy, but hopefully it's good. You know, we'll see.
And I'm waiting for Ahsoka. I think
Ahsoka season 2 or 3, whatever. We're on 2, I think.
Yep, 2. Yep, that's coming out.
Although that one guy died, I hated that actor.
Yes. Come on, Carl Weathers.
Yeah, that was sad.
Oh man, I can't.
But Yoda GLP-1, okay.
Yeah.
Is he trying to wrap us back around? I think that's what he's doing.
Yes. He's saying let's read a true tide right now. You know, but you know, and that's one thing that hurt me on The Mandalorian when you know, I remember him as Apollo Creed, and then Chubbs and Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
You know? And I was like, I can't believe Carl Weathers died. I mean, that just,
he was so good.
Well, Grant, it's been great hollering at you, my friend. Please, anything else you'd like to say before we head out, before we take on off?
Just like I said, keep supporting each other. If you're new on GLP-1, don't give up. Keep going and get on these streets, because they'll support you all the way.
Absolutely. Well, like we end every show, what we gonna do? We're gonna play the theme song again.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna keep the chat going, and we're gonna be playing.
You need to put this on Spotify so I can order it and download it.
All right. You know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, Grant. So y'all keep chatting away. We're gonna go out to this track. Grant and I are still gonna be here. We're gonna be looking at the chat. So until next time, remember, y'all, stay healthy, stay safe. I love y'all to life. And don't forget, on Sunday, me and Vanity, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be on our best behavior, we promise. Spread the word. We'll have some fun and all that good stuff. Grant, thank you again. Please give the kids a hug from us. And you and Christy are some great people. And, you know, may you continue to have that strength to endure, my friend.
Well, thank you. And it's been an honor. I really appreciate it.
All right, my friends. So here we go, y'all.
Y'all ready to roll? It's time for the remix. It's time to see that dude parlay my. Y'all ready to roll? It's time for the remix. It's time to see that dude parlay Amadeus lane in DEEZ GLP-1 streets. Known by many as Paul on wheels. We making it do what it does. Letting people know how I feel. Let's roll. Yeah, we talking health, talking grind, breaking barriers clean. No excuses on the journey, we stay chasing the dream. Get your mind locked in, set your goals on repeat. We got ups, we got downs, but we still don't miss a beat. In GLP-1 streets, we moving with pride. Hear the trends, hear the wins. Got creators worldwide, we make it do what it does. Never stopping to climb, living better every day, one step at a time. Shout out RMZ, always keeping it real. It's Dairy on with the fire, got that GLP-1 feel. Diddy the downsizing diva, simply Taisha in the zone. Losing the grades, bring the truth, steady holding her own. Calamity Jane slide through, yeah, she bringing the flame. Perfectly Pamela moving strong, everybody know her name. Pammy in the mix too, yeah, we shout out the same. Teddy D and Toby rolling steady on the rise. G's1 running balls, baby, locked in on that lifestyle prize. Traces of twine, stay consistent every day. Cookie cheering everybody on in a special way. Maya Mindy holding it down from the start. Purple bell flower slid into them jeans, stood apart. Held to the beat, keeping the conscience tight. Bar pelt at any cost, queen of the streets. That's right, yeah. Chris conquering the scale, yeah, he taking control. Life is shy, glowing steady, body and soul. Reset with honey sub, keeping focus aligned. Grant on his GLP-1 journey review, dropping knowledge every time. Paula doing the thing, staying strong, staying locked in, pushing right along. Just do it, Brit. You got it, smart. Don't quit. It gets better bit by bit. Ain't me losing it steady, keeping it stride. Bound to me in the mix with that purpose and pride. Gen supporting the crew, showing love front row. Carnival muscle bringing discipline to the flow. Keely Eddie from across the sea. Alonda pushing through, never quitting the seat. My man G with my rolling life on track. Sweet tea singing while she dropping that slack. Vanity keeping everybody on their toes. Welcome TT to the club, that's how it goes. Miss Toya review, teaching in the classroom and the streets. Mia doing a thing with that grind on repeat. From the south, Kimmy J, now Renee 1C. Lakeisha on the journey, chasing victory. Those is a Shawnee, steady making play. And Jen in the comments, dropping knowledge every day. And if I missed anybody, just know I love y'all. We'll put you in a remix one day. We'll put you in a remix one day. Yeah. Harjardine, Felicia Murray B, and Joe's cross the sea. Yeah, this GLP-1 movement hits globally. We stay focused on the prize, on the light that we see. Welcome to DEEZ GLP-1 streets.
Grant, my friend, thank you so much. I love y'all to life in the chat. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Really appreciate that. Grays, thank you so much. We love us some Grays, don't we? Grays is amazing. Thank you, Grays. Really appreciate it. Everybody take care. Love y'all to life. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe.
Good night.